All right, everybody, we're going to jump into a new topic for this lesson. And I got to say, this is by far for linear equations, linear functions, my favorite thing to teach because it's really where we start putting together all of this stuff and making real meaning out of it. And if you can really understand this, then you truly get what linear functions is all about. And that knowledge is going to apply to all types of different functions as we progress throughout the year. So there's a little bit of preliminary stuff we need to go over, and this is really just a review from last week. It is super important that we understand how to interpret the x and the y variable first. So we're going to do a quick review. In this problem, Carolyn has $200. At her job, she makes $20 per hour. In the equation, y equals 20x plus 200, what do the x and y represent? So this equation is referring to Carolyn's job. And we want to know, what do the x and y represent? And the first thing is that whenever I see this, so the x and y represent, what that's talking about, the x and the y are talking about units, right? They're talking about units of measurements, okay? And the important thing to remember with this is that the x always affects the y. It's not the other way around. So the x affects the y. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this real quick and dissect it. Take a second, pause this, see if you can remember from last week. What do you think the x and the y represent? I anticipate that most of us might have gotten this right, but the easy way to tell is whenever you see this something per something, that's going to give you the units right there. So in this case, well, it's 20 what? $20 per hour. Those are the two units that we see. So we're not looking for numbers, we're looking for units of measurement. Dollars is a unit of measurement and hours is a unit of measurement. So dollars and hours. Now, which one of those affects the other one? Do dollars affect your hour or do hours affect your dollars? Well, let's think. If we are working a job, the hours, how many hours we work, affects how much money you have. It's not the other way around. So that means that hours is our x and dollars is our y. So the way you would write this, x is your hours and y is your dollars, or let's just say money, and specifically dollars. That's how we're measuring this money. And you know, all the time, I've said this before, time pretty much always is going to be your x and money is pretty much always going to be your y. But sometimes in different contexts, it's a little bit harder to find, and that's when you just think which one is affecting the other one. Okay, go ahead and try this practice problem before moving on, because you've got to understand this in order for the next part to make sense.